All right, folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today, we're going to go back and have a conversation and a little bit of exploration on everybody's favorite Magic set of all time. I know right now you all are sitting back saying, God, Rudy, you know, Dragon's Maze is my favorite set. Baldur's Gate's my favorite set. But I just, every night, I just stay up thinking about the Epilogue. I think about the Epilogue. I'm excited about, I can't even open the box. Oh my God, I should have rehearsed this off camera. Why can I not even open this thing? Well, we got some angel artwork. Do you get different artwork on each box? I bet you don't. Wizards would be like, huh, you think we're going to put extra money like that in here? What is wrong with you, Timmy? And it is the same little piece. No, that's disappointing. All right, so anyway, sit back, relax. I want to have a conversation about the state of I guess, the March of the Machine Aftermath. It's so weird because it's called Aftermath. But this is the Epilogue version of Aftermath. And then there's it's just a little confusing, that's all. I would love to know what the real rationale was for Wizards to launch the first small set in, like, modern Magic history. And, like, what was Wizards expecting to happen? Like, what was the concept here? Did they just want to have a fun little extra variant? Were they trying to say, oh, well, we missed the block format, we want to make, like, a mini block? Like, I always wonder that. Like, when I look at this Epilogue product, and the market rejected it, and of course the prices have tanked. But the funny thing about this product, it wasn't actually overprinted. Which is what makes this conversation very fascinating when it comes to these packs and these products long term. Remember, these are the little baby packs. There are like not many cards in them. So this was not an overprinted product, but the market rejected it, and it just didn't sell very well because people didn't think the value was there. Therefore, the market just got kind of backlogged and kind of all clogged up. So sit back, relax. My patron, Ethan G, says, Rudy, I'll do it. Throw me in on the search for the monkey. Here we go. Remember, these are tiny packs. You got the little commons, and hey, our first mythic, Samut. All right, let's move these up a little bit. So, for those of you who don't know what we're looking at here, long story short, we're really not going to make a lot of piles. We're looking for mythics. This is just like Wild's Veldrain. All the money is in the mythic slot. Essentially, if you're looking for any good cards, well, I mean, I think this is set with Training Grounds, too. Essentially, the rare is Training Grounds, if I remember when we did a video of this a few weeks ago. And the mythics are where beautiful artwork, though. The mythics are where the money is. This is not the collector boxes, so I don't even know if you can get Halo foils. Holy crap, these are nothing. I don't think you can even get Halo cards in this product. So again, very cheap packs. Not expensive, so we're not looking for a ton of value and a lot of craziness. You're going to get a lot of packs like this, like we just started this video off, where you're going to get a bunch of penny cards and quarter cards, and you're just not going to get much value. Hey, there we go. Ob Nixie coming in hot for our first nice foil mythic here. So, again, when you open a little box like this, these boxes on the open market are what, 60, 70 bucks? They're not expensive at all. So, I know there's a lot of weird throwback to different frames and things, but the financial value and the actual desirability of a lot of these cards is very, very weak. Hey, we got a little bell and cross. Mythic number 3. Again, so if you don't hit a rare Training Grounds or some of these mythics, there's not really a lot of other sought-after cards in this product. Ooh, that's beautiful looking. Look at that artwork on that Throne of Eldraine there and the Wild Veldraine framework there. But I think that's the more interesting component of this is Wizards was actually pretty tight on the print run on this product. It was funny because there's no major restocks. This product didn't get a huge second, third reprint, there was nothing. But the market just kind of rejected it from the beginning. And I don't know if it's because people were just like disappointed. I think the expectations maybe were improperly set because March of the Machine came out and all these multiverse, serialized cards, expensive craziness. And then this thing came out, and it's like, okay, you know, did they not try? Were these leftovers? Like, there's a lot of confusion. I love the art on that Ruins. There's a lot of confusion on what the actual point of Wizards making this one-time tiny Aftermath product. Some people feel it was kind of a test product, which I guess I can agree with that. Like, for example, I had an interesting message and/or messages. Oh, there she is, Mrs. N. Finally, a big hit in the video. Leyline. So I had a conversation, or not really conversation, some messages from an individual who we're going to say definitely does not work at Wizards of the Coast. We're going to make this up on the spot. And this individual stated that this was a test product because they wanted to see if they can make smaller, a flame, if Wizards can make smaller, cheaper products, kind of little add-on sets, and kind of for that much revenue with that little work, and they wanted to see if there was a market for small products. This is what a person I spoke with who definitely has no connections to anything in the card world. And I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? In other words, every once in a while, Wizards has a meeting and says, well, have we ever tried this? Have we ever made a little tiny set or anything recent in modern times? Well, no. Well, how do we know the market wouldn't like it? Well, we know now. But that's kind of what I feel the theory of what happened was. Now, the other thing was, in my opinion, this was not a very expensive product. So for the long-term conversation on this and the long-term value, I think everyone needs to understand, like the store cost in these boxes was like, what, $60, $65? And I think the market is selling these for what, 60 to 70, I guess what, $70 with tax and shipping? By the way, that's our first box, so let's pause right there. Our first box, this is what we really got. So we got these 5 mythics. So again, even in this current weak market, okay, that's a 60, 70, let's just call it a $70 booster box. It's a $70 box on the open market, okay? You got 5 mythics for $70. I think Mrs. Nissa, I think she's still like $20 plus. Like, you don't get a lot of bad value because the product's cheap. But we live in this time where game pieces need to be real. Hey, for our first training ground, finally. We live in this, we live in a society. No, I'm kidding. We live in a situation where people want game pieces to be cheap and accessible so people can play the game. Hey, Mrs. N. Which is a respectable approach for the player base. Now, at the same time, Wizards doesn't like the concept of just game pieces, and they want the cards to be expensive because that's how they're able to justify making special and expensive products and sealed products to generate revenue. So while Wizards may give you all this image of, oh, we like game pieces, we're here for the community, yeah, free hugs, yeah. They want to give off that image, which, they try to do, which overall I think they do very good, except for the times of Magic 30. And remember, they need the cards to have value. When the cards no longer have big price tags, Wizards and Hasbro is going to have a hard time raising prices and making expensive cards available in their products and trying to get stores and distribute. God, is anybody noticing some of these cards look faded? Is it me? Like, I feel like some in the specifically the uncommon slot, which is really commons. There's no commons in this. I feel like the uncommons look faded. Like I've been noticing that in the last few packs. Anybody else noticing that? So that's where that conversation gets tricky, because people believe a certain thing, and the company is trying to be your best friend, and unfortunately, people kind of eat it up. And many times, a lot of people in our modern day society don't like to question things. Hey, Kiora, finally. I was like, dude, we're halfway through this box, and Ethan, in box 2 here, we need some flipping mythics, man. We're not getting any major hits right now. Like, this is getting a little painful. Like, we need some actual. God, yeah, see the uncommon slot. This print sheet, that slot is like light printed with a lot of ink. I mean, it's just the common slot, but still. Thankfully, it's not like a mythic or rare slot, but still, it's just. Anyway, so I wanted to go into the next. Hey, foil Kira, very nice. I want to go to the next part of the conversation in this video. We're getting later in the video. Everyone's already gone. MetaZoo. I got rid of you now. When people have been viewing Magic, they look for expensive chase cards to determine whether or not the product. Hey, another Mrs. N. Very nice. Okay. Okay. Ooh, I love the foiling on that card. I don't think people understand that when you have a product this cheap, you don't need much value to actually make it kind of, I don't know, successful or desirable. Does that make sense? See, there's this whole thing about relativity and Einstein and goofy crap, right? In the card world, the same relativity conversation, this is me trying to sound smart, even though I'm an idiot. I'm Captain Timmy over here. When your price point is lowered a lot, you don't need a lot of financial value to make the product successful. And I feel like the market is so diluted and so kind of, I don't even know how you want to say, hey, Sarkham. I think the market is so washed out. People have lost that concept. I'm like, at a price point this low, we don't need a lot of heavy hitters. And I think maybe Wizards was testing that on this small set, because this set isn't the best set ever. I'm not going to pretend that, ooh, that's pretty. I'm not going to pretend that. But at the same time, we have $10, $20 mythics. These are $60, $70 boxes. Like, you don't need a lot of expensive stuff to get to the cost of this product. Like, this product not supposed to have mana drains and mana crypts and all kinds of big fancy card. We're not supposed to have that. This is a cheap, regular little supplemental product. So people asking and saying, oh, there's no heavy hitters. No, that's not true. We have some cards of value. Ooh, look at the ruins, beautiful. Boom, end of box 2 already. Let's take a little recount. Again, this one felt a little weaker, but honestly, still not a disaster. I know if you're thinking, this is pretty much a Nissa or you know, it's win or lose based on Mrs. N, right? But again, 5 mythics, including another Mrs. N. Like, that's not, like, you're pulling $5, $10, and like there's even a $20+ card in a product that's under $100. And you get a bunch of 50 cent, 25 cent rares and a bunch of other little playable cards with it. Like, that's not that terrible. The comment section can bash me. Oh, Rudy's back to simping for Magic. I thought he was Rudy. Oh, Mr. C. We haven't had a Mr. C. Isn't this one like $10? Or above $10? Mythic number 1, box 3. Very nice. Like, anyways, I mean, I know I was the anti-hype man for a while, but at the same time, I'm sitting here like, come on, like, you gotta have proper expectations, man. Like, that was the problem with Commander Masters, like the set boxes. Okay, oh, Training Ground, our second one of the video. I love the artwork on that comic book style. I mean, look what happened with Commander Masters set boxes in particular. The largest, ooh, Karn, our first appearance of Karn. Very nice. Like, Commander Masters set boxes have the highest percentage drop out of the draft, set, and collector in Commander, right? And the set boxes dropped the most because expectations weren't properly in line. People, I mean, store cost was $330, and stores had to sell for almost $400 to make any kind of money on it. And the market is not able to support a $400 set box. So because of that, the pricing collapsed and readjusted, right? I mean, you can't, the $400 price point was just wrong. Now afterwards, people were upset at me because I didn't carry the draft or set at release because I was afraid of a collapse. I just carried the collector boxes, which again, they haven't collapsed, but haven't been performing. I mean, it hasn't, not like years ago by. It's only been like a month or two. But at the same time, they're not skyrocketing. The prices are what? 150s, 160s, 170s? Maybe plus tax, maybe add $15 or whatever. But you get the idea. The prices are weak to flat. But at least it's not collapsing. Like the set box, of course, people were paying $350 to $400, and it's down 20, 30, 40% from the high. That's well, I guess maybe some people bought collector boxes, and Commander Master is probably pretty high also out there. Hey, Narset, this is in. So I guess, oh, no. So I guess maybe some people are upside down a similar amount. But that was the issue is, and like when I got a hold finally of some actual Commander Master set boxes and offered them to patrons, everybody loved it. They sold out quickly, people had a blast, but again, I was able to get them on clearance. Hey, Mrs. Zen again, the fancy framework. And I was able to sell them for like the 260s versus 360. So obviously, if you tank the price by $100 a box, suddenly you're going, oh, wait a minute. Okay, hang on a second. If I got to pay almost $400 a box, and these are the cards, but wait a minute. If you drop the price $150 from the high, yeah, suddenly your attitude towards the product is going to change. Because now the value in that relative risk reward has been completely recalibrated and recalculated. So now, back to the aftermath epilogue situation. I don't think this is, I know we have the memes about this is Dragon's Maze and everything. And people made fun of me because then I became anti-hype man. Now I'm back to trying to be hype man. Hey, up next. Ooh, this is a good box. We're missing Nissa, right? We got Mr. C, Karn, everything. We just need a Nissa. This is a really good box. Because we had even Training Ground in this one too. But this is the situation where people said the same thing with Baldur's Gate. And people to this day still make fun of me because I still didn't think Baldur's Gate was that bad. I think Wizards inflated the price, especially on the collector boxes, and it distorted and caused problems. And for some reason, Baldur's Gate has the hardest land cycle ever in history to pull anything. By the way, end of box 3. Ethan, where we landing? So box 3, same thing. 5 mythics. This time we got our first Mr. C, a Karn, and we got Ob Nixie, and we got a Training Ground. Okay, I mean, that's not It's not terrible. If we actually had a Nissa on that, like that box would have almost been like actually profitable just opening right now. So box 4 already. But it's the problem is a lot of people have a hard time distinguishing the difference between a bad product and a mispriced product. And I feel like we've been getting, Samu. I feel like we've been having a lot of problems recently in Magic because the products aren't bad. The mispricing is causing a lot of distortion in the market. We're having mispriced products, which makes people feel like the products are bad. That's what I think is actually going on. I don't know if it's going to get better. Ooh, Mr. T. I don't know if it's going to get better or worse. I don't know if Wizards is aware of this and going to make it better or make it worse. See, I don't know. I feel like they're addicted to these crazy... I mean, we got to showcase frames. I don't know if that's a thing or not. It's so weird to get the same card in so many different versions and frames and to see masterpiece frames, and it's just such a weird thing, you all. Like I said, such a weird thing. But that's the problem. And the last thing, now that we're heading to the end of this video, I want to give you my bullish case on this product long term. When a product is this cheap, if you have one or two cards in this product spike in price or become desirable or something changes in the future, if anything changes in the future, and there is a card, one or two cards in this entire set that's not Nissa or Mrs. N or Karn, if we have one or two cards that actually become useful or desirable, the entire market is going to flip on this product. And remember, this product does not have a huge print run. So if we have anything happen, the liquidity and how deep this market is very, this is a very, Mrs. N, this is a very shallow market. So any form of hard move or single card or anything that can change with this, it's not going to take much for this product to move quickly. Like for this product to go from the 60s plus tax to the 80s plus tax. Ooh, Mr. C again, very nice. It would not, I mean, you don't need much. If a single rare in this set became $10 in addition to Training Ground, and a single mythic that's currently not the top one spiked in price, the entire attitude and the price point of this product and desirability of this product would change overnight. And I've been doing this crap long enough to know that, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to slap you in the face with a giant fishtail. Crap like that happens a lot. A lot. Things like this shift and move and shock the market and reprice items all the time. And when people are... a third Training Ground for the video. Very nice. So that's my attitude. That's my opinion of what's going on here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, very nice one. Ooh, man. What are we missing? We got two Samuts, Mr. C, a Karn, so in this again. See, golly. Like, I don't even consider that a bad box. Like, these aren't $300-$400 boxes. Like, that's not a bad opening. Ooh. Ooh, foil mythic one. Oh, wow, okay. Last two packs of the video. So that's my final comment, is products like this are very unknown right now. These are more, I would call them very volatile, unknown, higher risk products in the Magic world. Okay, that's it. Ending, again, this last box, boom, 7 mythics, the most we've had. Very nice. Like, I don't, like, if you have Karn and Mr. C and, like, Nissa, like, these are, like, $10 mythics. And, like, Nissa's, like, $20+. And, like, Training Ground. Like, if you have $10, $20, $5, like, you're already, like, that's already 30, 40, 50 bucks. The sealed boxes are only $60, $70. Like, how are, like it's not, people were acting like every card's worth $0. It's goofy, man. Anyways, Ethan, thanks for being a very kind patron. All the cards are heading your way. And final comment to everybody is, once again, all these weird products, I can assure you a couple things. Besides a goofball like Creepy Rudy Taco Timmy Man, I don't think we continue to swim through a muck of junk and mud, a negativity where everyone believes every product's worthless, and every store, collector, evil investor, beautiful 3% lady, player, everyone is just dumping everything. And I continue to maintain the same, I think I'm the only one left at this point, that it's not going to take much for some point in time in the future for something to shift and things can reprice so fast. And once again, as with everything in life, most people will miss it and be like, oh my God, I can't believe that. I don't know why. My goodness. And I think this is another product, the goofy, epic failure of March in the Machine, Epilogue and Aftermath, that nobody wants and everybody says is worthless. And I'm looking at this product going, look, this product's no Lord of the Rings. It's not, War of the Spark and Throne of Eldraine or Guilds of Ravnica or OG Dominaria or, Modern Horizons 1. I mean, I get it. But, Lord of the Rings collector boxes are still $400 plus tax. Like, this is like a $65, $70 box. Like, to me, yeah, would you really take like one Lord of the Rings collector box for $400 or $450 with tax? Versus what? How many of these boxes? 6 boxes of Epilogue? We only did 4. Like, when you, I don't know, it's just, on the surface, yes, I would take Lord of the Rings, Rudy, you're an idiot. I don't know. Like, this many mythics and this many cards, like, some of these are some really decent cards. Like, this is a really decent card. That's a really decent card. That's a really decent Mr. C. Then this, and again, I know what you're going to say. Well, Rudy, they'll just reprint them all until they go 0. Then you look like an idiot. And hey, if that's the case, well, then we'll all just meet at Chick-fil-A and just get some waffle fries, whatever. All right, folks, have a beautiful day. Seriously. It's a beautiful world. Go outside, yell at some cards, dig a hole, be a carrot.